Meeting of the Greater Foodsport Commission will now come to order. Mr. Brewer, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Colley, would you give us roll call?
Yes, sir. Seat A, Chucky Sheramy.
Here.
Seat B, Tom Pete.
Here.
Seat C, Jimmy LaFont.
Here.
Seat D, Rodney Gisclair.
Here.
Seat E, Reggie Ledet.
Here.
Seat F, Ted Savoy.
Here.
Seat G, John Mellison.
Here.
Seat H, Mike Colley here. Seat I, Chris Colley.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Colley. Next, we have approved minutes for August 14, 2024, and August 28, 2024 meeting. I need a motion.
Second.
Made by Mr. Colley, Mike Colley, seconded by John Mellison. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have Executive Director's Report. Mr. Shasky.
Thank you, Mr. President. First is our Northern Expansion Projects, Northern Expansion Slip D Bulkhead, GIS Engineering.
Okay, this project was awarded to Dynamic Group. They aren't out working yet, but we're working with them to schedule the load pile test.
All right, any questions? Thank you, John. All right, airport projects, aircraft operations.
Operations for last month, 1,877. We had 10,290 passengers and 18,956 vehicles visit the airport.
Any questions on that? Thank you, Davey. Airport Connector Road and Bridge, Picciola and Associates.
Sea level construction is removed on site. They plan on doing asphalt this week. It looks like the next 10 days or so the weather's gonna be good, so they'll be doing asphalt road along through 3235, the connector road, and then LA1. They continue to assemble the lift span on the side of the bayou, and they are working on controls and electrical work inside the control house and along in the bridge. So they're continuing to make progress.
All right. And on that, just to add to that, Bryce has had some conversations with the state on the extension that we're gonna need because the timeline has gone a little farther than they had initially given us. So we're working through that process as well.
I have a question on that. Excuse me. It says no possibility still that they're gonna open the road before, due to the delays in the bridge, open the road before the bridge is complete.
No, they don't plan on doing that at all.
Okay.
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 Thank you. All right, the FBO terminal, GIS Engineering.
Okay, this project was awarded to Byron Talbot Construction, $4.7 million. We are putting all together the pieces of it. The submittals are being processed. They were scheduled to go out there and start the layout last week, but they got delayed. So hopefully this week or next week, they'll be able to be out there.
All right. Yeah. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, John. All right, moving on to other projects, the Leeville Bucket Dredge, Angелette Design.
Okay, Grand Isle Shipyard completed this work 2 weeks ago, and we're recommending acceptance of substantial completion.
All right, and we did receive the substantial completion, so if y'all are okay with that and are willing to add it to the agenda, we'll go ahead and approve that at this
Okay.
meeting later in the agenda. Any questions? Okay. All right, Hurricane Ida repair projects, the breakwaters repairs.
Okay, this project was awarded to Rigid Constructors. They plan on mobilizing out late next month. Right now, they're ordering materials.
Okay. And we, based on the storm, which I'll talk about in a little bit, Hurricane Francine, almost said Francis, for whatever reason. There's no damages to the breakwater, so we should be in good shape there where it doesn't change anything. All right, Fouchon Beach. Go ahead.
Do
I'm
they
sorry.
anticipate any problem getting materials for this? I mean, the date,
They haven't expressed that, no.
I just wanted.
Yep. Okay, the Fouchon Beach project.
Okay, on this project, we received bids. We had one bid we received that was extremely high. We're recommending that the board rejects that bid. And we're going to be going back to looking at alternate borrow sources to try and attract a different group of bidders for this project.
Okay. Any questions? All right, thank you, Neil. Flotation Canal and Front Commercial Marina Dredge, PCOL and Associates.
Coastal Dredging is a contractor. He continues to work in the flotation canal. He's moving up towards where Schwess has their houseboat dock. He did demob for the storm last week. He showed back up again this Saturday, and he's getting his stuff together to start dredging again. So he'll be in operation probably today sometime.
Question. For the Point Fouchon Marina, did he bring in a sub or he has to go complete that? Or is that completed?
He had a sub that was working for some time, and then he didn't have enough discharge pipe to make, he had filled up the one spoil area that we designated, and in the plans we had that once he filled up that, he had to move along Slip D. The sub didn't have enough discharge pipe to make it to Slip D, so he couldn't operate anymore. So his plan right now is to, once he finishes flotation canal, he'll move into the marina and complete it himself.
And for clarification, Point Fouchon was paying for their dredging, correct?
Yes.
Or we were paying for that?
No.
They paid for their own.
Paid for
That
their
was
own.
done before.
That was done before they came to our
Right.
project.
I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the airport hangar replacement, GIS Engineering.
Okay, this is a project that Freetown Builders is working on. They are applying for the building permit. Once they get that done, which again, hopefully will be this week, you'll see them on site.
All right. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, John. And if I may, Mr. President, I just wanted to bring up the hurricane. It's not on the agenda, but just wanted to kind of give you a little brief on that. I just want to really thank our tenants and all of our staff and employees for, working as we always do on these storms. A lot of cooperation amongst our customers and users of the port to get, to work together, to get everything situated prior to evacuation, working with all the government entities like Lafourche Parish Government and others, all the police force, fire, everybody's working together on all this. So really appreciate everything that everyone's done and continue to do, because we understand how important it is for us to get back up and running and not be out for so long, and we weren't. Also thank Grand Isle Shipyard. They historically have brought in a front end loader to clean the road, and they were there again and had took care of it very quickly. So just some time, real briefly, sometimes Tuesday 5 p.m. was mandatory evacuation effective on Tuesday afternoon, and then come Thursday morning, water went down enough about 6:45 in the morning, and front end loader started clearing everything, and our vessel was headed down to start doing the marine survey with our side scan sonar. By 10 a.m., we were good to go to have tenant assessment teams in on Thursday morning. And by 2 p.m., we had both confirmation with Coast Guard that they accepted our side scan sonar information. And so we were open. Zulu was lifted, and all of the rest of our facilities were able to be open and fully operational by 2 p.m. on Thursday afternoon. So very quick turnaround, and we have a lot of good people working for us to get things moving, both from the private business side as well as from our internal staff and employees, and our capability is great to move things forward. That side scan sonar was purchased with port security grant funds. It came in very handy, and I've never met the captain of the port because he's new. He just started in July. But we've talked a lot on the phone already, and both of us are looking forward to meeting each other in person. But he was very thankful for the fact that we had our own equipment to be able to do this kind of work. get us back up and running. Yes, sir.
What about the wind and water levels that came up in the port?
So, interestingly enough, and in fact, the 12th, September 12th was my 19th year. That day was 19 years I've been working for the port. And this is the closest storm we've received, meaning distance-wise, right? Coming in that we did not have a storm surge, basically a foot above normal. It was the oddest, weirdest thing I've witnessed as long as I've been here, that we didn't, you have an eye, which is right next to you.
And the storm is coming from the west.
Yeah, there was more water in Golden Meadow at the levee than we had in Fouchon. There was more wind in Cutoff than we had in Fouchon, right? But in Fouchon, we did clock, I think we had somewhere in the 70 to 75 mile per hour winds, gusts.
That's what one of the vessels told me.
Yeah.
One of our big ones.
So it was, it was bad enough, but no damage, no water anywhere close to Fouchon. We had about, at high tide at 4 a.m. on Thursday morning, we had about a foot or foot and a half of water over the road, over LA1 in the low-lying areas. So that's why about 6:45 it was low enough, just a few inches that we could start clearing the road.
Also, thanks for the updates too, keeping us updated.
Absolutely. Look, and again, technology, right? So let's add to the shout outs. Entergy, the work that they did after Hurricane Ida, now obviously we lost the entire distribution grid after Ida. But the work that they've done, now this was, not a very strong storm either, but at the same time, we never lost power in Fouchon. I mean, there was a couple companies that, had something they had to fix. Right. We never lost power. That's another thing I've never seen, honestly, for any storm, is that we never lost power in Fouchon. So the fact that we kept power, those, our camera system gave us the ability. That's the other reason why I was able to convince the Coast Guard to accept our own side scan sonar, because I can send them pictures in real time. Right, I was taking pictures, sending it to the captain, saying, "Hey, look, we have no water. We have no water. We have no water. We're in good shape." So, all of those things we've done over the last, many years or so, 15 or so years to get us where we are today, has led us to be, we're going to use that term, resilient, right? Resilient. We're resilient, and everybody knows what they're doing. Everybody's working together, and we get it done. So I just want to thank everybody for working together and continuing to do that. And we'll continue with the plan and everything that we do all the time.
So being proactive over the last few years has really, really
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
And if you could, can you just the one term explain to our audience what the term Zulu means in shutting down and then lifting Zulu?
Yeah, so
to give them an idea.
Yeah, so U.S. Coast Guard has different levels. It's whiskey, X-ray, Zulu, I believe is the levels. So whiskey, that means you need to be paying attention to what's going on, that there's a storm coming. X-ray, I believe, if I'm thinking properly, is, hey, look, we're about to shut down. And then Zulu means all navigation is done. No more movements of vessels in the water. And so when you set Zulu, you have to prove to the Coast Guard that your channels are clear, that so if we didn't do that ourselves, we would have had to wait for either NOAA, the Corps, or a private surveying company to get out there to do the work, to get a survey. So that's, it's all about, when you classify prior to a storm, but for us, it's about getting back up and running as fast as possible.
Thank you, sir.
I want to tell you, for you, your harbor patrolmen, your maintenance people and office people, y'all did extremely well job. It wasn't a Ida, but y'all, for this hard, y'all did a very well job. So commend y'all on the job y'all did, and y'all do like every hurricane. But y'all did a very well job, so I want to commend you on that.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
That's all I have.
All right. Anything? Next public comment. Mr. Robert.
Robert Terrio here, and I want to thank the commission for allowing me this opportunity to make the announcement that the shrimp boil in Golden Meadow, provided by or sponsored by the Rotary of Golden Meadow, will continue. It's on October the 5th, and we ask for your support, and I have extra flyers here, copies of, that you or any of the public would like to have. I'll be glad to provide them. Any questions? Thank you for allowing me this opportunity to make that announcement.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any other public comment? All right, we're going into committee reports. First, we go into executive committee. Members are Chuck E. Sherman, Chairman, Rodney J. Gisclair Sr., Jim LaFone, and Tom Peete. First, we have consider approving the agreement with USDA for hog removal.
All right, we discussed this. We have hog problem at the airport in our mitigation area and on Fouchon Island. So recommendation is to approve this agreement with USDA.
Okay, I need a motion. Moved by Mr. Tom Peete, second by Mr. Jim LaFone. First, any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the request from Dawn Offshore to include ocean towing into lease.
Okay, so Dawn Offshore and Offshore Towing would both be on this lease. Recommendation is to approve.
All right, I need a motion. Moved by Mr. Rodney Gisclair, second by Mr. Ted Salwa. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the request from Hudson Services to lease 9 waterfront sites.
All right, so our recommendation is to take no action right now. I'm still in discussions with him, but he hasn't fully confirmed that he wanted to pull the trigger on that actual portion of the lease. So we'll just hold on till next meeting.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, no action. Okay, next, we're getting out of.
Okay, we have two things that we'd like to add to the agenda. One is we had discussed in a committee meeting about the increased funds for our Fouchon Island long-term resiliency analysis, where we went from 1.5 million to 2.097 million. But we need to approve that amendment in the agreement that we have with them. So with executive committee's unanimous approval,
Be the board.
Board, I'm sorry.
Motion
Board's
second and unanimous. Yep.
From the board.
Moved by Mr. John Mellison, second by Mr. Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
All right, so the agenda item is consider approving the amendment to the intergovernmental agreement with CPRA for the Fouchon Island Long-Term Resiliency Analysis, TE 178.
All right, I need a motion. Moved by Mr. Reggie Peete, second by Mr. Chris Colley.
Reggie Lede.
Oh, I got a motion in a second by Mr. Reggie Lede, second by Mr. Chris Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. All right.
Okay, we have a second item, which is the consider approving the substantial completion for the Leafield bucket dredge that Neil just
And this is to put on the agenda to vote?
Absolutely.
I'd like to make a motion, we do that?
I got a motion by Mr. John Mellison, second by Mr. Reggie Lede. Okay. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
All right, now let's add to the agenda, and again, it would be consider approving the substantial completion for the Leafield bucket dredge
All
project.
right, I need a motion.
Move.
Moved by John Mellison, second by Tom Peete. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. President.
We good?
Yes,
All right, take it. Hang on there.
I got it. I'll take care of that.
All right, we're getting out of exec committee, going into permits and waterways. Members are Rodney Gisclair, Chairman, Tom Peete, Ted Salwa, and Chuck E. Sherman. Mr. Gisclair.
Thank you, Mr. President. We'll review the permits from Terrebonne Levee and Conservation District. Terrebonne Levee and Conservation District will continue construction of reaches K and L of the Morganza to the Gulf Hurricane Protection System. Proposed widening and raising of previously permitted levee at STA 0-336, approximately 119.23 acres, with additional acres totaling 233.79 acres, and proposed additional dredge in Reach K. And Mr. President, that concludes the Permits and Waterways Committee report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Scott. Next, we're getting out of Permits and Waterways, going to Construction and Development Committee. Members are Chris Colley, Chairman, Mike Colley, Jimmy LaFont, Chucky Sherman. Mr. Colley.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. President. First, we'll start with consider accepting the Clearlink certificate from Preferred Electric for the Pappy LED upgrades. And Mr. President, I'll make a motion we accept this.
All right, I got a motion by Chris Colley, second by Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. That's the loudest Holly I've ever heard.
All right, this is it.
It is done.
It's done. John, we don't even want to talk to you anymore.
Next, we'll consider rejecting the bid for the Fouchon Beach project.
All right, so as y'all recall, there was one bid for well over our estimate at $65 million. The recommendation is to absolutely reject this bid.
Need a motion.
I move.
Moved by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Jimmy LaFont. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. President, this concludes the Construction and Development Committee report.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Colley. Next, we're going into Finance Committee. Members are John Melson, Jr., Chairman, Chris Colley, Reggie McGee, and Chucky Sherman. Mr. Melson.
Good morning, and thank you, Mr. President. And in your defense, he kind of looks like a Petrie, that guy.
I ain't gonna live that one down.
We'll begin by consider approving payments of the August 2024 invoices and recognizing those over $25,000. And we'll begin with Coastal Dredging Company Incorporated, $735,609.46. That's for LA1 Phase 2 Canal Dredging and Marsh Creation, along with dredging of the Flotation Canal and Front Commercial Marina. Item 2, Dynamic Group LLC, $485,210.13. That's for Slip D Bulkhead. Item 3, GIS Engineering, $373,736.83. That's for the Port Fouchon Marsh Creation Project, the Fouchon Island Feed Study, Slip D Bulkhead, Bell Pass Channel Deepening, and the Airport Terminal Building. Item 4, Sea Level Construction, $244,368.88. That's for the Airport Connector Road and Bridge Project. Item 5, Angelette Design, $140,357.24. And that's for the Bayou Lafourche Flotation Canal Bulkhead, the Fouchon Beach Maintenance and Restoration, LA1 Phase 2 Leeville Canal Dredging and Mitigation. Item 6, PCO and Associates, $70,812.43. That's for the Airport Connector Road and Bridge Project, the Flotation Canal Mooring Dolphin and Front Marina Dredge. Item 7, Lumcon, $61,000 even. That's for 36 acres marsh mitigation bank planning for spring 2024. Item 8, Ascent Aviation Group, $52,160.07. That is for fuel for resale and truck rental. Item 9, Tidewater Dock Incorporated, $47,050 even. Sandblasting and repairs to the Nerby Collins Marina. Item 10, Shallow Water Equipment LLC, $34,050. That's for marsh buggy rental. Item 11, Dell, $26,632.41. That's for hardware purchase and software renewal. These costs, along with our others, bring us to a total of $3,321,844.76. And Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion we accept these if Mr. Colley didn't find no deficiencies.
Perfectly done. I'll second.
All right.
All right, I got a motion by John Melson, second by Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Next on the agenda, we have consider approving the August 2024 unaudited financial statements as discussed on Monday night's committee meeting last week. And I'd like to make a motion, we accept these, Mr. President.
All right, a motion by John Mellison, second by Ted Salwa. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Item 3, adopt the 2024 ad valorem millage rate, and I'll turn it over to Director Chasson this time.
Yes, sir. As discussed at our committee meeting last week, and previously, we're at that time of the year where we have to adopt our millage rate. We have been collecting, over the last year, for 2023, we collected 6.89 mills. There was a reassessment, and our max ability for millage is 7.59. I believe the discussion has been to actually go to and assess for 2024 6.54, which would be between 7.59, which is what we could go up to, and 6.54 is $392,872. If you approve 6.54 today, that would collect us $2,443,540 estimated, which would save our community and the taxpayers $392,872.
Any questions for Mr. Chasson? Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion, we consider the renewal of the ad valorem millage rate as we had last year.
All right, I got a motion by Mr. John Mellison, second by Mr. Reggie Ledet.
It wouldn't be as last year.
Oh,
If you're
sorry.
going- 6.89 was last year. It's 6.54 is what
Recommend
we have. Correct.
Mr. President, I'd like to withdraw my motion and go with what the director said.
All right,
Okay, so we need to make a motion to go, actually,
Roll call.
Mr. Director, how about you read the proposed resolution? And then we can do our motion, second, and roll call vote.
Will do. All right. Be it resolved that the following millages are hereby levied on the 2024 tax roll on all properties subject to taxation by Greater Lafourche Port Commission. Millage, operations and maintenance, 6.54 mills. Be it further resolved that the proper administrative officials of the parish of Lafourche, state of Louisiana, be and they are hereby empowered, authorized, and directed to spread said taxes as herein above set forth upon the assessment roll of said parish for the year 2024, and to make the collection of the taxes imposed for and on behalf of the taxing authority according to law, and that the taxes herein levied shall become a permanent lien and privilege on all property subject to taxation as herein set forth, and collection thereof shall be enforceable in the manner provided by law.
So now if we want to entertain a motion and a second and a roll call vote.
All right, I'd like to move.
I got a motion by Mr. John Mellison, second by Mr. Reggie Ledet. Now we need a roll call vote?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Seat A, Chucky Sherman.
Yes.
Seat B, Tom Peake.
Yes.
Seat C, Jimmy Lafont.
Yeah.
Seat D, Rodney Gisclair.
Yes.
Seat E, Reggie Ledet.
Yes.
Seat F, Ted Savoy.
Yes.
Seat G, John Mellison.
Yes.
Seat H, Mike Cully, yes. Seat I, Chris Cully.
Yes.
Unanimous approval, Mr.
All
President.
right. Unanimous approval, any discussion? Any public comment?
Robert Terrio, I want to thank the commission for keeping the taxes low for the community as much as possible, and recognize that hopefully all the commissions continue to do this. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Any other public comment?
I still have one more item, sir, when you're done.
Yeah. That's it. That's it? We done?
That's it? Yeah.
All right.
All right, and last on the agenda, we have consider approving out-of-state travel and training requests. We have Homeland Security Specialist Scott.
No, we have
Insurance.
insurance
Oh.
renewals.
Insurance.
I jumped. I scratched.
You know how I feel now, huh?
Well, why don't you let me finish that and I'll wrap up with insurance. Can I do that?
It's probably be better to follow the agenda.
All right, y'all such rule follow. No wonder Chucky yells at y'all.
You see what I mean?
That's what I'm telling you. All right, next we have consider approving the 2024 insurance renewals, and I'll turn that over to Director Chasson also.
All right, on our committee meeting, last Monday night, we went through all of our insurance renewals, and our recommendation is to, approve the, total for all the renewals of $588,190.52. And that's a 4.51% increase from last year, which is not bad.
No.
Recommendation to approve that.
All right. Need a motion.
Move.
More Mr. John Mellison, second by Mr. Rodney Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. Motion passed. All opposed? None. Motion passed. You see, you got me all messed up, John.
I'm telling you, we are not landing this plane.
It's a Monday. We're not used to it. It's Monday morning.
All right, Mr. Director, I apologize for running you
good.
over. So we'll wrap up now with out-of-state.
My job to keep you straight.
There you go. We'll end up with consider approving out-of-state travel and training. We have Homeland Security Specialist Scott Bonham along with Police Sergeant Joshua Collins attending the American Association of Port Authority Port Partners Emergency Response Summit in Norfolk, Virginia, November 4th through the 7th. Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion. We accept this.
I got a motion by Mr. John Mellison. I got a second by Jim Lafone. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
The good news is, Mr. President, this concludes the Finance Committee report.
Thank you, sir. All right, now we're going to any other business. Any public comment? All right, I got a motion by Mr. Jim Lafone to adjourn.
Move that we adjourn, Mr. President.
I got a second by Mr. Thomas Pete. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. I'd like to thank everyone for coming, and I know we just had a hurricane, and I'm hoping everyone does fair. It took a little while to get electricity, but we got it, and pretty much everyone was safe, and we didn't hear any fatalities, so we had it was good. So I want everybody who helped, fire department, sheriff's office, anyone who helped, organizations that help with people who need anything, thank you all. Meeting adjourned.